Yeah, switching devices.
Right. Yeah, you can also go live on your channel as well, Jay Prince. You can actually go live on your YouTube channel as well, if you like.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm Jay Prince for president, the rude dude. And a lot of times I speak what's on my mind. Uh, and come from the rough, a lot of those messed up environments. And I'm listening to y'all. I would say that when you say talk about breaking generational curses, and then the solution would be to move out of your black community, um, the leave the MPS. Well, MPS is like public schools in Milwaukee. Basically the POE schools. I think that black people should focus on developing something for blacks. I think we is too dependent on whites. We too dependent on their education system. To be, we truly don't believe in ourselves. Even the higher educational black man really don't believe in himself. He believed the only way to be great is to get approval by the whites, white America. I understand that we need that type of stuff to make it, but at one point, we the only culture here in America like don't got nothing that we could claim. That's crazy. Even when you talk about moving out to black communities, we automatically associate the black community as a place that blacks don't want to be. Instead of when you get money and stuff, um, because in our community they suffer from lack of resources. So if blacks don't put resources in their own communities, who is? I think the reason why our black community is so poor hidden is going to continue to be that way because blacks don't give a care about the black community. The moment they get some money, they move out of. They say fuck that community. So then we cannot expect the white people to even give a care about our community. Not saying that we should be even giving a care about them in a community, like doing something for our communities. Um, I really believe as the black race, I don't see nothing um, that I'm proud of. I'm not proud of no, especially like black men. I'm not proud of them. I'm not proud of the rich ones. I'm not proud of the so-called educated ones. It seems like the more education, the more smart black men and black people become, the more less intelligent they are. Because they can care less about the intellect where when the book smarts can get them by in life. They concentrate more on articulating their thoughts or um, learning, all this other type of stuff where they don't come in their common sense to say we could be doing this for us. And nowadays, blacks just don't give a fuck about blacks. Black people don't give a fuck about themselves. So
So Jay Prince, can you say that black people still want to remain in the generational curse from our past history based on your logic?
yeah, yeah. I don't think black people even view themselves that black people don't even believe that they can be leaders and warriors because I believe that education system teaches us how to continue to be good servants to the great America, the right America. It teaches us to be servants. It do not teach us how to rule and and start our own kingdom.
Jay Prince, you made an excellent point of that, and especially in our educational system, because the stuff that you learn from school and the stuff they starting to take away from school too, especially Black history, it's gonna keep making keep going and passing on to generation and generation and generation. I know for me, me and my wife, we're having a daughter soon in a couple months and everything. We are going to be like very, very prepared of, what to like what to the really give her the. I think actually we might be thinking about homeschooling. Might think about homeschooling our child because I live here in Los Angeles and everything, and it's like I said, it's very liberal over here, and just to see how stuff is going down. Like for instance, like there's a law. I don't know if that's been passed yet, but there's a law here in California, as in by when the age of a child, I think between 5 or 6, and you can go to school. That child can get the choice of what he's if he's straight, gay, lesbian, or what's the other word, non-binary and everything.
Really? In
And
California?
yeah, we talked about this, Hakeem.
Yep.
No,
We
I
talked about
know,
this.
we talk about it. So the law got passed. The law got
Yeah,
passed
I don't think
last
I
year.
got to still look on it, but it was still a law about that and everything. I'm gonna double check on that. And the thing is, it's like
That's crazy.
you're not. It's like it's getting so bad. It's like you can't be parent your own kids, and it's getting so bad to that and everything. And I feel like as black people and everything, we don't really look, like I said, look around what's going on in our surroundings. I think like I said, I agree with Jay Prince. We focus on ourselves, but we not be really looking to the detail of this, looking at like what's really going on out here. What's really, check out Shirilla, man, Chicago Rilla. We see.
Chicago really.
Yeah,
Shout out.
you guys can come. Y'all can join the panel. This panel is for you guys. It's panel Wednesday, so you guys can come in the panel, join the conversation. You see, we got the president in the house, Jay Prince, the president's in the building, Chicago Rilla. What's
Yes,
going
sir.
on, lovely Brownie, Shay Bryan? Well, Shay Bryan, you can come on the panel too. Barry, while you come on the panel, Ashley, you come on the panel. The link is out there. You guys can time in and join it. But go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like as black people, we're definitely not intentional what's going on like outside of what's going on in our city. This is what's going on in our city and everything. What's our mayor? Who's in the school board and everything. And the thing is like this is really important and everything. Just moving out of Pontiac, Michigan is living in Miami. To me, I like to travel and everything. That's how, and then, that's kind of how to build me up as a man as well. And and this, and then when I did that and everything, it just made me like really open my eyes on what's really going on out here in the world and everything, and what's going on. As for me, what's going on with my wife, what's going on in our community, and just be intentional. Just be paying attention to what's going on and everything. And I feel like especially the black people that in the hood and everything, they really, really just focus on themselves and they just really, really, really don't care. What else I want to say? And you also made a good point, Jay Prince, about people who's very, very smart and everything. Because I just feel like the more intellect they get out there, I just feel like when you give a black man more money and everything, it's like they be more selfish about themselves and they don't care about helping each and every person out and everything. And some of the people that I used to like, I used to watch in my 20s and everything, that I kind of like, okay, I like what he's talking about. But, when they're not talking, what are they doing? What are they building? Are they building schools? Are they building hospitals or just building anything in the community or something like that? And for some people that you hear, they don't do anything. All they do is talk.
I think because I would ask even if you homeschool your kids,
Mm-hmm.
what will you homeschool them about?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, I think the only thing you're gonna be able to do is homeschool them about either the same type of stuff that was taught to you or some history that we don't even know existed correctly because our stories we didn't have. A lot of us didn't have the stuff that was passed down to us. But I also think that we are our ancestors, and I think before we get to that point, I think black people should be on the same page mentally.
Staying in code.
If I be more realistic, I don't see that's happening. Realistically, we laugh at everything that black people put together.
No, that's the truth. That's a fact.
Yes, and we tear it down. We don't mind tearing it down. We don't give a fuck about you see how people say we was kings and they making jokes about type of stuff like that. We just laugh. We laugh at the black black people laugh at black people, the black struggle, the pain that the stuff that we done been through here in America. Black people blame blacks for the position that they are in. Now I understand, try to pull yourself out of your bootstraps, but some of these dudes just go over above and beyond. Like it just don't make real sense to me at all. So I don't think black people, in the younger they get, the more they get more distance from black people.
But why, Jay Prince, is because of some of us from this generation who carry the same old stigma from the last generation. And that's why it become a generational curse. In the 1960s, you had the Nation of Islam, you had brothers coming together and actually was building the community, which we saw in Harlem, New York. Hakeem used to tell me that all the time. Harlem, New York. You go down to New Jersey, like I forgot what is where in New York, I think Newark.
Mm-hmm.
Newark. You have black men coming together, actually building the community. Now that way of living is gone. I do agree with you on that, because now even today, black men can't even come together to one common goal. Me and
Right.
Hakeem and Jordan, we can come together. Of course, me and you, Jay Prince, on the side, we could come together. But the stuff you be talking about, Jay Prince, and I be hearing you talking about, you like, hey, we can all come together. Let's come together. They all come together. Black men shun the idea. So I do agree with that. Black men we can't. This generation, they don't want to stay there. They want to do everything for self and not trying to build. Go ahead, Hakeem.
No, definitely. I agree with a lot of stuff that y'all say. And don't get me wrong, from a fundamental point, a lot of us wants to stay in-house. But just like Jay Prince say, and it's the truth, not all of us is going to be on the same accord. And we've seen that time and time again in many spaces that we've been. There's always going to be somebody who wants to be the head nigga in charge and want everybody to be their dominions. We got a bunch of solopreneurs, but no companies. And a man talked about this too. I lived around white boys when I went to college. I lived around white boys for almost 11 years. I see them collectively get together and make shit happen in a small amount of time. For us to get something happen, guaranteed after a year or two, the shit breaks down. Because there's always a thought running in their head. We go against each other so much. So when we talking about, it's so much mental and trauma that goes into that, and that's a repetitive conversation everybody can have, but it starts to start with a couple people coming together. A couple dudes can come and change a lot, but for everything to have a whole movement, everybody has to be on board, and we know that's not the case. So this is why when somebody gets some money, ideally we want him to stay here and fund and put capital in. But if his car gets broken and the house gets broken down, somebody runs down on him, they see he's bringing a nice car, watch, he's going to say it's not too safe to be here anymore. Okay, let's change the neighborhood. We start ratting on niggas. Okay, now he's a rat, now he's even more unsafe. You know what I mean? And so it is difficult to understand, and even from the whole school system thing. When I have kids, I would love to put my kids in a multicultural school, but if I know that to put them in somewhere where it's all black, or put them in somewhere where it's potential that they might get racially profiled or picked on, then I'm going to put them in a place where it's predominantly black.
I don't know. I just think when it comes to black folks, has just been raised. I think it based on how we was raised to be in the mindset that we are in today, to be separate. That's how we was brought up. When you look at other races of people, you can say Puerto Ricans does this, Mexicans this how they do things, Asians this how they do things, whites this how they do things. When it comes to blacks, we all over the place, right? And it's crazy. I personally don't believe that it's gonna ever. I don't know. I don't want to shoot it down, but if it's like creating a motor, right?
Mhm.
When you create a motor, you expect that motor to do this. And mentally, how the way we was created, we only gonna be designed to operate on how we was designed to operate. You gotta keep in mind our oppressors built us mentally. They shaped our thoughts, they shaped our viewpoints, they shaped our belief systems, they shaped how the way we view life. We look at life from a white man's lens, and what they say is correct, what they say is civil, what they say, what God they say to believe